Hello, and welcome to the Weekly Scroll Podcast. My name is Ryan.
And I'm brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
And today we're doing something a little bit different. We got a book. We got a big old book.
Big book.
Big book.
Big book.
Yes.
Big book.
Boom. This is art by Nohr. It says on the side too. This is from JOHAN NOHR. Fun thing about JOHAN NOHR was our first interview here on the show. For those that don't know who JOHAN NOHR is, they are one of the creators of and the designer and everything for Merkborg, which I'm sure you might have heard of for a little bit.
Heard of it, yeah.
Yeah. As well as Into the Odd, a bunch of other stuff that we're going to talk about. And I've recently gone full time doing the stuff.
Full-time art boy.
Full-time art boy, and we are lucky enough that to have got an art book from him. All of the collective we that he was able to put all of his stuff together to in a wonderful tome, and we're going to talk about it. That's our plan for the day. Our unofficial 200th episode. I guess technically it is our 200th, but we're only numbered to like 159.
Yeah. It's not a numbered episode, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, well, this one will be a numbered episode. It's episode 159.
Well, you know what I mean. Not 200.
But yeah, that's the plan for the day. We're just gonna flip through this wonderful giant book. I want to give a little bit of context too for the size of this beast. Okay,
it's big.
8.5 by 11, right? Okay.
Cool DCC book.
A little bit of DCC, yeah. This is 8.5 by 11. In front of the art book. It is for sure a coffee table book. It is gold. It is cloth bound. We should look at it real quick. I'm going to.
Let's not do that. We shouldn't look at it.
All right. Well, that's it. Then that's the end of the episode. So
good episode, y'all.
We'll talk about this a little bit like the way we talk about our regular stuff. So art by Nohr was on Kickstarter. It launched on September 25th, 2023. It funded on October 13th. There were 863 backers, 824,415 kronor. And that translates to $78,138.15. At least that's what Google said it was today, for us dollar users. Fantastic project, really cool to see. Almost like 80 grand for an art book. Johan is one of the I would say one of the pillars within the scene, kind of. I mean, they're a go-to person.
Premier artist also, you know, like, I mean, especially he's done so much stuff, especially like during like the early days of Merkborg, when people were making like, third-party Cult of Merkborg stuff.
The Merkborg cult stuff?
Just do the art, Yeah.
I mean, the art's fantastic. The graphic design obviously is fantastic. All the layout. I mean, an incredibly talented person, incredibly nice person as well. Like I said, Johan was our first interview here on the show. We had never even thought about doing interviews.
We're still nobody.
I mean, we still are nobody. Yeah, but honestly, I think for both of us, after Johan came on and chatted with us, we kind of we're like, maybe like this is something we'll do for a while. Like, we're not just like fuck ups, like people come and talk to us and stuff like that. It gave us a little bit of
interview cred.
Yeah, credibility, I say. Maybe a little bit. At least that's what it felt to us. Not that we have any.
It was also like a 2-hour interview because we just all ended up hanging out and chatting for 2 hours. So,
which was great. And maybe Johan will come on again sometime. But that's it. So today, that's what our episode is going to be. We are going to flip through art by Nohr. Why don't we just look at this big and beautiful book? I have a whole setup here.
New special camera.
Oh, look at it. That's the book right there.
Wow.
So yeah, it is a big, beautiful, pretty book. As I said, the 8.5 by 11 is only about this big. I'm sure somewhere on the Kickstarter page it gives the actual dimensions.
Yeah, it's under the what is this book section, and I can tell you it is, because I was just looking at it, 10.6 by 13.4 inches. It's quite large. That's 270 by 340 millimeter.
232 pages, 8 color printing, CMYK plus 4 spot colors, thick matte coated paper. I mean, gold, silk, or gold foil, cloth cover, silk screen, stickers, everything. I mean, like Johan, obviously, if you're gonna make an art book, you should make a pretty book, and he fucking did. It kills it, you know. Before we get to the book, I guess some of the backers, I don't know if all the backers, or at least the one that I backed the signed one where Johan would draw on it, which I'm sure he regretted immediately. And then I also backed to get the art print.
Oh, nice.
So this is the art print, 59 of 200. It says Journey's End, signed by Johan in 2024. It's a gorgeous piece. For those in podcast land, maybe I won't make this yeah,
don't make this podcast. This is a visual thing, so
literally, I'm just going to put a podcast out that says, go to YouTube. The entire thing is a flip through of an art book. Not quite going to be for you, but maybe I'll put it up anyway. Gorgeous piece. Fantastic art. Again, Johan is an incredible artist, as well as, you know, everything else artistic possible. But stunning piece. Really gorgeous print. Really gorgeous paper that it's on. So this is cool. Definitely was going to get this. And I did. Let me put some stuff out of the way. And this is art by NOHR. So, drawings and doodles by Johan NOHR made between 2006 and 2023. Let's open this bad boy up and we will get underway here. So, the end papers are interesting. It's a bunch of doodles and various things. Let's get set up here on the screen. Boom, there we go. Really cool. I think somewhere in the book it says that some of these are done way before that, the front and the back. One thing I really love, it's all book, right? It's all regular, but there is the picture that I assume is Johan's kid. This one picture here has like a coating. Like it feels, you know, like when you get a coat, like a shiny coating on the book. Yeah. It feels almost like a portrait. That was a really cool, little gesture there. The one thing that's like a photo in here, and then it has its own thing. That's gonna be neat. When the kid looks back and sees that in the book, I think that's gonna be really cool. So yeah, lots of doodles, lots of crazy stuff here, and we're just the end papers. Let's get going. So this is the picture done for me and stuff. Yeah, to Ryan, thank you for all the support, hype, and enthusiasm for the stuff we do. I wish you the best of luck with everything you do, Johan. Art by Johan NOHR. This part down here is the sketch that he did, which is really fantastic.
I should pick for a sketch. I didn't get one.
Oh, you should. It's dope. So mine is a bunch of like little. I'm gonna say they're little evil gremlin kid things, skullish faces. I mean, skull on a spear, sickles. Love this piece. It's gorgeous. I've seen a lot of the ones out there, and every single one of them is fantastic. He definitely didn't phone any in when he had like hundreds of these to do. I think 200.
Yeah. That's so many.
Yeah. Stocko Martel, and then the Avgrund. This is the logotype for Johan that he uses. It was on our starting screen. This is what it says. Said, this is a lie. Some of the things in the in papers are way older than 2006. So we open it up. This is a book all about me. I'll read some of the tidbits. Someone in the chat Jid said that it's great that there are a lot of tidbits here. But much like how we don't read adventures on the book, if you want all the cool writing and information and stuff in here about Johan and his thoughts and everything about, go buy the fucking book, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. The preface, there's a whole section here talking about Johan. Born in Sweden in 86. I'm older than Johan NOHR. Not saying that you're old, Johan. I'm just saying, like, anytime you see someone's age. But yeah, I'm not going to read that. It's really fantastic. Read it. I love that the beginning part says that I must admit I rarely ever read forwards or prefaces. And we're not going to do that. Table of contents here. The things in this book and the pages where you'll find them. Start with random art, forced artwork, Barkaxen, Merkborg third-party content, Tefrotic Nightmares, which I think when this came out, we had no idea what that was, but Exalted Funeral did make an announcement, so maybe it'll be 2 years. Cyborg third-party content, commissions, Into the Odd, other projects, logo types and lettering, dogs, cardboard drawings, sketches, old mutant stuff. I love this page as a table of contents. It's really cool that they picked like a piece of art from each one and just laid it out in a grid.
Oh, thumbnail, yeah.
Yeah, really, yeah, thumbnails, book thumbnails. So here we go. We're kicking it off. So also at the top of each page, so pages are all numbered. Art is sometimes full page like this, sometimes not full page, sometimes writing on it. We'll get to that. But I do like in the top of each one, like really small, like it says, for those that can read it on the camera, it says random art, so you know where you are in the book at all times, which is really great. Beautiful. You're gonna hear us say like great piece a bunch as we do this, you know what I mean? Because it's all just
it's all Johan Nohr art. It's all great
beautiful
pieces.
Artwork. Yeah, it's all.
I can't wait till we get to the dog section. So
yeah, the father of cats. But yeah. So creepy dudes. I love the colors on this one. This one on the right is interesting. It's obviously Johan style, but I haven't seen a lot of stuff like this. It's a little bit different. I don't know if it's like the colors or if it's the way that the body's positioned.
Yeah.
The one on the left definitely screams Johan a lot. Really love that. And I love the background and the textures that they put in the moon and whatnot.
Like the one piece of color is just the chain it's wearing.
Yeah. Love that. I love when the color pops are great.
Yeah.
Beautiful piece here. The colors on this is definitely, you've seen before. I do believe the piece in Hell Knight has a similar color scheme, and there's a couple of color schemes that have this like blue and red together that kind of give you that like what is what's that thing when the colors are so like contrasty that it almost like pops it a little bit?
Someone in chat who's better at stuff than us. I know there's someone in chat too.
Yeah. I love this piece. I love the guts. They're great, and the horns as well. And the piece on the right.
The piece on the right's so cool.
It's great. It's such
almost like first look, I was like, "Is this charcoal?" And like, I don't think it is, but it has a very like almost charcoal-esque sketch feel.
Yeah, no, it's definitely digital, but you can tell that they definitely use a textured brush. It says quick sketch and style experimentation. I do really love this piece because it does again look very different than what you normally kind of see from Johan. And it's a great one. I absolutely love this piece. So with this very religious overtones, I like the capriots on the guys in the back, but having the red in the back with everything popping and this guy in the front with what almost looks like long candles burning above him is so sick.
Yeah, this is the festive illustration Johan made in celebration of Sweden's kind of strange Saint Lucia Christmas tradition, which is a tradition I'm unfamiliar with. I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not sure exactly where Krampus comes from, but I know some people, they do some not weird. I love it. Some dark stuff over there sometimes comparatively. Not that us in America don't do. It's just a little bit different, and it's really interesting. Yeah. Actual like folk stuff. A dog-ish like creature, unprompted experimentation with texture and tone. Beautiful piece.
Really great piece. I love the dog and the style that it's in, and then the background, which is not at all the same style. It almost feels like it was pulled from kind of like the same vibes as Into the Odd remastered kind of.
Yeah. Love that. Well, it's because it definitely has the like these kind of like diagram kind of pieces on it.
Yeah.
With like the little annotations and everything too.
I can't wait for the Odd session. I fucking love Into the Odd.
Gotta love that pink. One thing about Merkborg that's really great is all the CMYK. Like I really love the vibrant magentas and like the vibrant yellows and stuff. I mean, it's basically it's like Merkborg yellow now, and it literally is just like yellow. It's like FFFFOO. You know what I mean? Like, but beautiful piece. I loved it. we here on the show like pink a little bit. If you haven't noticed,
but we're a pink and black show, you know.
Yeah, I love that like magenta color. It's really gorgeous. It pops. On the right here, the skull crone malevolent forest spirit I made up when living in the woods. Terrifying.
Yeah, actually,
I'm living out here by
terrifying.
myself. Hope this isn't here. Love the green on here. I don't know if that's coming through in the camera card as well, but the green coming from all the eyes is absolutely stunning. This is another
like, vague enough to be truly menacing, you know?
Yeah. Well, and it just like blends away into the forest at the bottom, which is horrifying. A couple of great pieces here. This is kind of one of the ones that I was talking about, where like the red and blue are almost a shades, where it like messes with your eyes a little bit. But this piece is absolutely stunning. I love the arm coming out of the neck. It's got a lot. It's gruesome. This piece here down at the bottom left, love this one. Let's put that on a bumper sticker. And why do I feel like I know the one on the top left? I don't know, maybe it's just the maybe it's just the color scheme of the vibe.
Maybe. Yeah. It reminds me of a thing, that's for sure. So.
It does. There's a thing that it definitely does. I'm gonna do something real quick here while we're on this page.
Don't do it.
Here. I'm gonna come here. Yeah, okay. All right. The light's coming up a little bit. The light's coming up in my room a little bit, so the light in the book is changing a little bit. For those out there, let me tell you what, it's not easy with 3 screens and a window in front of you and having to try to light your own face. I
think you're doing amazing. Honestly, I'm shocked at how well this turned out, Ryan. You did a great job. It's a very questing beast, you know.
Are you really shocked? Are you shocked?
No, I guess I'm not shocked that it turned out well. Of course, you would hyper focus and do something well, but it turned out great.
There we go. Thank you. I think it does look good. I think we're doing a good job here. Beautiful pieces. I love the cardboard on the bottom. I don't know if that's the inspo for the piece here on the left. Let's see what it says. Random guy with a flaming sword and the sketch I drew on a cardboard envelope. And then there's something wrong with the animals experimentation with style. I love all of the experimentation with style stuff.
Yeah, they're all really cool. But this specific like weird moose piece, I don't know why, but this one specifically, like, I want this like big on the wall. You know, like I love this piece.
Yeah, there's something to be said. There's something to be said for the creepy long legs. I think is never going to not be a problem because it looks like it's got way too many knees. Yeah. But I love how with a lot of the experimentation stuff, it's adding these bits here, like the almost like sigil bits or like those diagram bits is really cool. And then having all been on
like a textured background as well.
But yeah, I like you said, I really, really do love this piece. This one's, I mean, I love all of them. They're all fantastic, but this one's definitely very vibey. The head hanging down with the arm, like the thing too is like the neck almost looks like a centipede, which makes it even more fucking creepy. This what I'm saying. So like the red and blue is definitely a Johan thing. I love this one where it looks like it's coming out of some type of like blood and or fire. Well, so I assume blood then, with blood shooting up out of the eyes and then raining back down behind him. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of gruesome.
I like a scary Batman on the right.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it's definitely scary Batman for sure. Eye of Horus in the middle, you know.
Yeah.
And with the giant flail so big it's like sitting on the ground. I don't know. The interesting thing, one of the things I really love about Johan's style too is the kind of like messiness of it. You know.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
It adds a. I don't know. It makes it Johan's like you can pick Johan stuff from like a mile away, but it's
like
always
chaotic
got
style elements to it, you know.
Absolutely. But bunch of weapons and blades and swords here at the top. I love this one because it feels very, again, not Johan. With the wing and the curved
wing,
blade.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much a lot more, I don't want to say soft, but a lot like cleaner than you feel like swords and other things that he's done.
More fantasy. But if you go over a couple and you get this pitch black Zweihander, there we go.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Cleavers, the gate, and this person hanging by their arms down here at the bottom. Love that. Looks like the ribs have been like ripped open too, or things are stuffed into them.
There's also another sword on that page that's just a non-sword. Like there is no sword; it's just blood.
Oh, this one.
Right in the middle of
the third one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's dope. Yeah, and even above it, just the bone dagger. Yeah. Knight person hammer. I love this green man kind of like shield here. Reminds me of the shield that I would have carried when I played in Dragonbane. When I was still playing it. It's dope.
Truly horrifying. I wouldn't swing at this guy just because I'd be scared to hit the shield, you know?
Well, the shield, it could bite back, you know? That's the thing.
Yeah.
The tan, too, is a different color than you normally see, which is cool. That's one thing that I really loved about this is, like, we get so much art in the book that is not generally what you see in a lot of the published stuff, so it's interesting to see, like, the experiments and things like that. So forced artwork. What is forced artwork? Whenever I hit a prolonged creative dip, these things come and go. I try to force myself to sit down and draw for 10 to 20 minutes every night and draw something. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter the quality. Just do it. It's okay if you dislike it, etc., etc. Basically, like, just fucking do it. You know, I mean, that's what you got to do with a lot of stuff. I mean, whether you want to do it or not, if you need to do it, you just force yourself to do it. And it's really interesting how they're like, oh, I forced myself to draw stuff I don't even like, and they're all fucking awesome pieces. Yeah. You know? Like, I mean, I really particularly love this one with the pink and the yellow, but this guy here, this creepy little fucker with the sickle and that light blue background, I really, really dig that one a lot.
That is a really interesting one. I was looking at the little blurb towards the bottom right, talking about how the pig warrior and the skull guy are like obviously very similar, and that's okay to do in this little forced drawing exercise. But the pig warrior was later licensed to be used in war plans.
Boom! There we go. Yeah, yeah. Johan and Gabriel Quiroga working together is that's quite the pairing. Yeah. Considering that, that means that he's in Warpland, Hell Knight, and got real close in the Black Rainbow Society. Maybe we'll see.
Here's hoping.
Love this piece on the right too. The interesting thing about this one too that I really like is that you can tell that they have like a halftone brush over parts of it for shading, which is not usually, you don't really usually see a lot of shading in Johan's work. So having this like halftone, especially on the head part here, looks really, really neat.
It's a cool piece. And really like, I love the green.
Yeah. It's very really green. Evocative and like a very like, I mean, it gives me Alien vibes, obviously, you know?
Yeah. I feel that.
Gorgeous, creepy thing. I don't even know where to begin with this animal. Don't even know where to begin.
It's like a horror deer wolf kind of thing. Yeah, you know?
It reminds me of the that creature that like spoke human words from that movie with Natalie Portman where she goes into that weird
Evolution.
It's something. No, something it's called Evolution. Something like
comedy.
That. Or absolution, or obliteration, or you know what I'm saying. It's one word. I'm sure Chad knows.
Based on novel.
Yeah. Great movie. I should read the book. But it reminds me of that creature. Couple other great pieces. It says the upset looking annihilation. See, I think I said obliteration or something like that once. I was close.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah. The upset-looking reptile guy started as one of these nightly creative exercises, and after finishing it, I didn't think any more of it. Later, the games magazine Weird Science offered us a Merkborg ad spot in their upcoming issue, and I remember this piece, which would fit in. If you don't read Weird Science, you fucking should. Fantastic Weird magazine. Science? Yeah. Also a great show and movie. But WYRD Science, I think you can't see back there, but I think I have every episode or every issue that's out. Really amazing. A lot of fantastic articles in there. Definitely, if you are a fan of the TTRPG space, grab those. A lot of great pieces. I do love this weird reptile guy. And again, one of the things I really like about Johan's style too is it's very little, like it's not like there's an outline and there's like a circle. Like it feels like the things are coming from like directly onto the background, drawing directly, as opposed to like here's where the head goes, here's where the chest goes, and then like layering up. So that the proportions are like correct but weird sometimes, which is like really awesome. And I do really love this smiley thing coming out of this person's head. This weird smiley little like caterpillar, is that a caterpillar guy?
Yeah, only a little.
Cruiser, some of these. This is a piece that's on the front of the book, obviously. I wanted to ask Johan why this is a piece that's on the front of the book. Maybe they'll be able to let us know sometime. But these are more pieces. Again, this Force artwork stuff. Again, these are all like I don't even really need to like them, but they're all awesome. Like I love this little guy in the blue background. He's fantastic. This just screams a Merkborg right here, the top right one with the pink background. And I really
like the guy with the sword behind his back on the left side.
This guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy on the red and left. Oh, I'm lagging.
Yeah, this one. Yeah,
there we go.
It gives me a little bit of like Warpland vibes because it's clearly like a biker jacket. It's got spikes across the top.
Yeah.
It's got like a vampire fang mouth on it, and then some writing on the bottom. And then just like kind of holding a blade, like cool behind their head. Yeah, that's a dope fucking piece. That screams Hell Knight to me.
Yeah.
But this piece on the bottom, I really, really love this one. Again, multiple colors, some shading with some light coming off. So it's a little bit more, I want to say it has like more of a finished vibe. Really, really love this one. All right. Bark Haxon. That's not how you say it. This is one that I got. Pele, Johan, like let's get an English release, okay? I've chatted with some Swedes.
Give me the pronunciation on the side really small, you know?
Yeah. There's other words here in a language that I'm not going to insult by trying to say, Swedish. But few things in this book would ever have been made, or at least not in the same way, without the small Swedish horror game Bark Haxon. It's called The Bark Witch by Pele Nilsson. This was the first project we collaborated on and where we realized we worked well together. Pele had one or two reference images and poems mentioned on his Facebook page, etc., etc. I have this as much as I can have it. I have a rough Swedish translation for it. It's absolutely fantastic. It is dark as shit. I would love to get an English translation of this. But I feel like we chatted about that a little bit on the show, and I feel like maybe it's hard because there's like some cultural and language things that don't quite translate correctly. So I'll just have to learn Swedish. Yeah. But all black and white, all like stunningly creepy, weird art. I love the silhouettes. Some of these give me like little bits of what was that horrifying book that was in everybody's libraries that we read as a kid that was just like no purpose for being there? It's not Are You Afraid of the Dark, but it's the book one where it had this horrifying picture on the front. You know what I'm talking about? Someone in chat will know. But faces here across the bottom.
Terrifying. This is a terrifying section. Yeah.
Like this one where he's like silhouetted by the color in the back. First of all, the composition of this one is like one of my absolute favorites because it's dark and the background's dark, but with like this light in the kind of like clearing area, and he's still just like floating above it. I don't know. It's really, really gorgeous. This art is the art in Barkhaven was black and white, Bark Haxon, suggesting vague and scary, dark woods, nightmarish creatures, etc. Love that. Ooh, man. What could this possibly be? I love this page. This spread is fucking perfect. How else would you slap more Morg on something than to make it bigger than the entire book itself? The first episode of this podcast was me talking about Merkborg.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, you weren't on the show yet. God, I want to go back and redo that. Anyone that listens to our podcast needs to start on like episode 10, and we need to go back and do the ones we really love.
You start later than that, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, I think around 10 is when we adjust. We switched to, I think, mostly this layout.
Yeah.
And kind of solidified our scoring structure. But yeah,
well, I don't think I got good until episode 100. I think you were great, so.
Oh, well, thanks. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Ozo. That is yes. This gives me Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark vibes.
Classic
Do you know what
Ozo.
that is?
Yeah, I do know what that is, actually.
Okay,
absolutely. Cool. And it was terrifying to read, and I think I blocked part of it out.
Yeah, I don't think that would exist in libraries now. Parents need to chill out a little bit. There's no denying that Merkborg changed my life. It was never supposed to become anything more than a simple, weird print-on-demand zine. This almost paradoxically grimdark fantasy game Paley Nelson and I did, but in doing so we found a creative voice of our own, and I discovered an art style I felt comfortable with, that I could grow in, and most importantly was a ton of fun. The second project that they did, and obviously, you know, as Johan said, this changed life. This changed
the scene.
It changed the scene entirely. Yeah. I mean, art punk was always a thing, you know. And let me tell you what, people loved it or they hated it, you know. And Merkborg's a fantastic game. Merkborg's a fantastic book. A lot of people did a lot of stuff after, and a lot of it's okay. But it changed things. I mean, we got an ad in a Swedish magazine that they never sent me. Talking about Merkborg. Johan actually sent me his own personal copy because they never sent me the 3 that I bought. But here we go. This is after our first interview with Johan Nohr. These Stockholm Cartel people kind of brought a battering ram to this TTRPG business. They're fucking it up over here. The Weekly Scroll TTRPG podcast. And this was before Cyborg dropped.
Yeah. God,
that's us.
So long ago, you know.
I had this as a PDF. I still want to, or as an image file. I still want to blow it up and make a poster of this. Look, we're in a Swedish magazine.
Dude, if you make a poster of that, let me know. I'll send you money to get one too. I think that there may have been some fatigue with third-party stuff in the scene for Merkborg, but like I went back through Merkborg recently is the reason I'm saying this. I'm like, oh, I forgot how great this is. Like, and I know people like hated it because it's so stylish and like has a certain look. I dream of making something that so many people hate. You know what I mean? Like, that's such a statement about art. Like, obviously so many people love this. It's like, it's a great thing, but like, being divisive is like a great hallmark of good art, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, and I think the hate was pretty small. At least was a smaller version than the piece that loved it.
Right. It's just loud people, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Regardless, Merkborg is a fucking fantastic game. It's insanely well designed. It really changed the way a lot of people thought about the way a TTRPG book can look. And again, it's not like it was like the first that ever done like weird stuff, but it did in such an interesting, unique way. And again, it hit the scene like a battering ram. I mean, so many people in the scene, that are making stuff that's not Merkborg anymore, started with Merkborg. Not only because the rule set is super light, super easy, super straightforward, but because the way the book was designed and because of the inspiration that it brought to people. I'll say the first time I read through it, it was a little bit jarring for me, but once you read it like a second time, you realize that it actually all makes sense. It's actually extremely well laid out, and especially the adventure, like the having the map on every single page, and just telling you where you are is fantastic. But also any of the parts that need to be actually readable are incredibly readable. If you go back and look at Merkborg, everyone thinks that like every page is this crazy spread. Honestly, it's maybe a third of the book, like if that even. Most of the book is incredibly readable on like good contrast colors with like some art next to it, and very rarely is it done in a lot of crazy stuff. It's definitely more accents, and I think a lot of people like see that and think it's all like that, and it's such an incredibly well put together, readable book. Merkborg, the cover, everything, beautiful full page piece on the left here. Love the blood, love the yellow. The cover, the hyena-headed skeleton guy wasn't originally meant to be on the cover of Merkborg. It was initially drawn to illustrate the blood-drenched skeleton in the game's bestiary, which in hindsight is kind of weird, as it isn't blood drenched at all. Unless you go back the Kickstarter from Justin Soroyas over at Severed Games, you can get this guy as an action figure. 4 different variations with a zine with different variations for each of them. They unlocked with like weapons and everything. Yeah, I got one, and all the variants of the zine. Anyway, when we were about to announce the game, we used this art for the first promo picture, which is right here. Love that, with the promo with like the 2019 and stuff in it. Mm-hmm. And someone said nice cover, and there we go. So this is the Merkborg cover. This right here changed TTRPGs. Definitely had a huge impact on not only the number of people creating things, but the way that things were created in the TTRPG space. Insane that they were able to do what they've done with this and since this. Incredible.
Yeah. Can't wait for Merkborg 2, the return of Merkborg, you know?
There we go. Merkborg Cult Territory. When Merkborg first came out, a lot of the third-party stuff, they used the Merkborg Cult, so people could submit things to it. For example, one of the adventures that we ran on the stream was a I shouldn't skip too far ahead, but was a Carl Druid, the creator of Frontier Scum. We ran one of their adventures, and that was one of the pieces from that with art. So a whole zine of just third-party content that was supported by Pele and Johan with art and everything. Insane support early on in the community. Yeah. Heretic was another zine came out. I have all those zines back there. There's little that I wouldn't do to find a flail cover of Merkborg.
Yeah.
I've never seen one on eBay. Like,
he's looked.
I look every day to save. Like, I look all the time. There's very little I wouldn't do. I tried to figure out why I hadn't backed this on Kickstarter originally, and then I looked back at the time of it, and I had some other things happening at the time that were that I was not really on Kickstarter. This is one of my top grails in all of TTRPGs. If you got one, shoot me a message. But a lot of the official content from Merkborg here on this page. I love these pages here on the bottom. The icon zines, and then the replacement icon zines that came out. But these alternate kind of posters for these are really, really beautiful. And yeah, they're all listed here on the side. What were these two? 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of the material in these 2 compilations were originally written in Swedish and then translated English. Got it. Okay. Yeah, official Merkborg content page. Love this whole spread. It really gives a vibe of the entire thing. It's really great. One of my favorite spreads in all of Merkborg. I love this piece here.
Dude, this is like such a great piece in the book. The woman just grabbing his head and just like the explosion of darkness behind him, and what a fucking iconic, like, I do really appreciate Merkborg. Like, it's so incredibly like iconic, you know?
Yeah. Blood Countess Anthilia gently ripping the head off of a suitor knight. It has become one of the more iconic Merkborg art pieces, and I think it's my personal favorite. Exactly. Really, really stunning. And then the map as well, which is...
Remember the first time seing the map and being like,
blew my mind.
This is fucking crazy. This is insane. Yeah. Like,
it's so interestingly done. I mean, Bergen Crypt, like it's almost like each piece is, it's more of like a collage of images and typefaces and stuff than it is like a map, but put into map form, which is absolutely stunning. I had something to say about that, and I don't remember what it is. One of the things that Merkborg does best, I think, is the world building, because it's so, like, there is canon, but it's so broad. It's almost like broad strokes of vibes more than it is specific details, which allowed so many people, like, there's so much in the Bergen Crypt, like third-party content. There's so much in different areas, like in the Sarkash. Like, there's so much, because all it does really is give you like a vibe, and like Graven Tusk, like the giant, like graveyard and everything like that. But there's nothing super specific. So if you want to put a crypt in there, you can put a crypt in there. Like, it did such a good job of world building in broad strokes that allowed people to go into and do things. In my opinion, one of the best ways to do world building, they absolutely hit on because of that, because it allowed so much room for people to make stuff in, as opposed to being so like set into what they were doing. Yeah. So Merkborg goblins, we talked about. So goblins are not. So these are like the little guys in the front of my book. Love these little guys.
Yeah.
The goblins were something different. You know, these kind of like, it always reminded me of almost like a shark.
Yeah. Also infinitely more terrifying because goblinism is a disease that you catch and become a goblin in Merkborg. And then they're like, oh yeah, they still have normal person eyes, and you can see them like their eyes, like, and you're like, oh fuck, this is awful.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what, like you said, like it was a condition, like you become it. It's like everyone thinks goblins are just little nothings. And this is when I first read that, I was like, wait a minute, they're not just like little pieces of shit. Like this is a horrifying thing you want to stay away from. It's so great how they did like this, like the change in your expectations, you know? Beautiful pieces here. Gorgeous. Definitely seen this piece. This is artwork for the monster generator we published in Ferritory. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is also one of my favorite pieces in the entire game. This is She, one of the godlike two-headed basilisks. Like, one of my favorite pages in the entire book. I love the very biblical kind of like halos around these basilisks. And the variations in the head styles, too. Like how this one's this, like almost, I want to say normal face, but it's got like deer antlers. And this one has all this like insane
almost
design.
Like a cobra like thing going on, yeah.
Yeah. The GM screen, absolutely stunning set of pieces. I love the GM screen, even just looks like an art piece. It also almost looks like a reliquary if you put it in like a square, because I
never saw the GM screen until this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have it?
It's
Okay, I figured you would, but I just
yeah. But absolutely stunning set of pieces. I could not love this anymore. The decorative piece on the top with the images inside. Like, it's such a cool way to do it. This is one of my favorite pieces in Merkborg as well. She's just so cool. She's cool. But also this decoration at the top with looking down, stunning. Like every single one, they're all absolutely amazing. But the mix of like the like occult and the like divine kind of like variations,
pseudo-religious elements, yeah,
absolutely beautiful. Fantastic pieces. I love the silhouettes on these. This is the piece that I was talking about. So this is, I think, the first Merkborg adventure we run? Graves Left Wanting. This is a post-death adventure from Carl Druid. It's about players waking up buried, and you realize that you fucking died.
I remember you guys running that.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was like, I mean, we ran like Sludge off stream, but our first streamed adventure was this. And this piece is so cool, like looking up from inside like a grave. But yeah, this is Carl Druid. I mean, so Frontier Scum came, you know, because Carl Druid found Merkborg and ran with Merkborg, and now we have Frontier Scum, which is absolutely amazing. So that's one of the things from Merkborg that we get, which is amazing. Love the variation in colors here. This piece is fantastic too. Again, I love when there's like the symbols put into it. This, the artwork for the Dead God's Prophet, this is the first character that I played. At the time, we were even able to do like the snap filter, so I had like a filter that I wore that was like this guy's face. Loved it. Really cool. Fantastic. Extra class. It's like a bonus class.
Classic Adventure Archive vibes, you know?
I mean, that was our first Merkborg, and since then, I mean, after I finished my Evo campaign, I think we only run Free League stuff. Jason runs a lot of Free League. You know? Yeah, basically. Love the transition to pink, Goblin here at the bottom. The Goblin Grinder, all the pink and black pieces are from the Adventure module. The Goblin Grinder from Ripley Caldwell. Gorgeous pieces. Eat, Pray, Kill. Reminds me of Slipknot a little bit. These are all for the Hunting Supplement Bestiary Eat, Pray, Kill by Carl Druid. More awesome Carl Druid stuff. Love these. Love how it's all black, white, and then just like the pop of like a light yellow. Not light,
creepy
I guess.
Eyes, you know?
Dude, the eyes are what gets it. I love the Omega symbol here with this guy. But this one is a really fantastic composition. Really coming out at you. Love that. The deer is also cool.
I'm afraid of it.
Yeah, no, a lot of these animals would be horrifying in person.
Yeah, it would actually be terrifying to come across in the woods.
Terrifying. Love this spider legs and like snakes just the writhing parts of snakes, the coils and stuff, and the way the spider legs can be. I don't know why, but they're always like incredible, especially with like the webs mixed into. Love that.
Got this cool hunting guy. This little fucking oh yeah. Move on.
Oh, this guy, but yeah, all of this. Yeah.
Look at this castle though, man.
The Death Ziggurat from the Death Ziggurat adventure.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Dread Akun, the main antagonist of the adventure of the Death Ziggurat from Carnablow, who
I haven't read that adventure.
I know I have it, and I know I've read it. I don't remember much from it though. But then they went on to do Carl's did Death in Space, right? As well as some other stuff.
Yes.
Beautiful piece. Another fantastic piece. This one a little bit different in the book compared to a lot of the other pieces because of the multicolor choices. Another very, very recognizable Merkborg piece. These guys up here too. I believe one of these is the one that's used for the Hermit. Yeah, the occult Herb Master. Love that.
Herb Master.
But yeah, this piece is Herbie. We got Herbies there. Beautiful pieces. I love the head disappearing into the smoke on this guy. And then the Cobra, obviously.
Massive fucking sword on his back. Just like
Dude.
Revenant, Swamp Witch floating with a massive Zweihander.
A lunar Zweihander.
A lunar Zweihander. Very Souls-like. You know? You're the Moon Greatsword, whatever it's called, you know?
Cover that they used for... What?
Nothing.
No, I don't know anything. Cover for the Bare Bones edition. Almost artless version of the game. For free. And without all of the stuff that made people not like it. So if you want to complain about not being able to read it, guess what? You can for free. I also bought like 3 of them. And they do that beautiful like open spine thing that Frontier Scum does. Really, really beautiful. Love this piece. It's great for the cover. This piece is also fantastic. The Rotten Nurses for Merkborg Heretic. Dope. Yeah. And then Putrescence Regnant. I think I only have 3 versions of this vinyl.
I don't have it at all. So
yeah, I have the regular version, the special edition version, and then the Flim version, where it looks like someone hocked a bunch of loogies into the vinyl. So yeah, I only have 3 versions of that vinyl. Really fun. We ran that as well. If you're gonna run it and use it more for vibes, it's a very open world kind of. It's definitely you can't just run it as is. It's not. I don't think it was meant to be either. It's just like an open world thing to use for a lot of like inspiration. And then there's adventure at the end. The tower, the upside down tower, which is awesome. Great ideas. Great idea. Great execution of that too. It's really cool. Fantastic piece of the creature rising up out of here. This is an adventuring gang encountering the High King's Augur deep in the stinking bog, and Die Rot Rise Again cover from the booklet. Love this little guy here. Love this little Santa Clausy guy.
Dark Santa.
Yeah.
Don't worry, evil Santa's not real. He can't hurt you.
Yeah, old man character from Black Sludge, and this I love the poem of the Doomsday Prophecy, Two-Headed Basilisk. It's by Philip Bilby. The basilisk speaks truth and lies. There, I'm not gonna read it. You can read it if you want. Love this piece though. It's absolutely fantastic. I love the red pop, obviously.
I just I love the pseudo-religious basilisk like lore, and I think it's such a great part of Merkborg that it goes so hard. And every time you read their creepy there's like religious poems and shit, and you're like, this is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, like a lot of Merkborg does that really great mix of like the occult and the divine, in such a fun, creepy way that's like
better creepy stuff than we are. Is that what it is?
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, it's darker and colder and stuff over there. They're creepy as fuck. But you know, and what do we have? Guns, you know. What was I saying?
Poverty.
What's up?
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking about things that we have still.
Oh yeah, poverty, poor education. Again, just another. I love the Raven piece here. Is this the piece used for the Omen?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great character spread at the top. This piece, what a stunning piece. Again, when there's like a little bit more kind of like finishing to the stuff that Johan does too, it goes off like crazy. Like the halftone shading on the crown and everything like that is just so fucking badass. And this is a cover for the Tenebrous Reliquary. Yeah. I think I do not. So the Graven Tusk, there's a beer, there's the stout, and then I did not get the black licorice. I might need to snag some.
Yeah, that's I hate black licorice, and so like it's so unpleasant to me, and so that's such a perfect Merkborg candy.
Dude, it is. But so many people do. I used to hate black licorice, and then I really fell in love with absinthe, and then grew like a really I like the fennel anise like black licorice flavor now. If you haven't drank real absinthe the right way, and that does not mean setting it on fire, I definitely think you should. Wickheads. One of the unique monsters in Merkborg are the Wickheads, the humanoids with bright shining lanterns as head. Cover from Awaiting Light. That's Chris Bissett. Love this piece over here. I love the way Johan, like I said, like has stuff coming out of the page a lot. And this is a great example of it. And with the background used to show the light. Whole spread of stuff here. God, I love this piece. The Silent Confidant with the massive scythe. So good. I mean, you can recognize so many of these pieces through a lot of the various like third-party stuff. Like this one is absolutely stunning. Seen that one before as well. But A Cruel Month is really cool. I really want to... I feel like I might have a copy of this. I'm not sure. JOHAN NOHR's October. So every month, for all of October, they put stuff out, like a theme for the day, like teeth and blood and stuff. And people draw stuff for it.
Every what for the month of October?
Every day for the month of October, they put out like a theme for the day, and people draw stuff. And Johan did it and put it into a zine. And I think I think I have a copy. I've just boxes of Merkborg stuff at this point.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, don't we all? Some more great pieces. Again, the black and red, one of Johan's favorite colors. The Endless Descent into Ruin. Fantastic cover. I absolutely love this. The guy going into this like open cave mouth. Stunning. And then this is incredible. And the size of it, once you realize that this is a person here and the light is just like their one torch.
Dude. Originally going through this, I did not realize the person was there. I'm like, oh, that's a big old scary face.
Yeah. More cool pieces, various unused illustrations. That's a lot of spines and skulls ripping out of somebody right there.
That's more than a person should have, I would say.
Yeah, that's usually not what you want inside you. I guess that's why they're getting out. This is a cool page. I love this. The end. Both these pieces were meant to illustrate Misery 1:1. For those that don't know, you don't want 7/7 to happen. This is the end. I can't say for sure that this book will never see the light of day, but it's unlikely that these artworks will be part of it. If so, I think I began writing on this project a year or so after the release of Merkborg, and to write basically the whole thing before I just fizzled out and never became anything. Do it.
Yeah. Do it.
1:1. The city shall be made hollow. Of those who rest in hollowness, they shall not be seen. It's so good. I love this page. This piece is fantastic. I love the typeset and everything. This is one of my favorite spreads in the entire book, and I don't know if I could tell you why. Maybe it's because it spreads across both pages, and then this is like a framed piece here, but something about the composition of this spread here, I kept flipping back to it over and over again, and I just loved it so much.
So I really do like that piece on the left hand side, the Misery 1-2. It's really outside. I feel like was normal, like I'd normally see in a Merkborg thing, but still very cool.
And the earth shall shake and be riven, and from the cracks shall rise a poisonous mist, and in 10 days it will shroud the world. Yeah, it's such a different vibe, and it's such an absolutely gorgeously stunning piece. And I love this one. This is another Misery. I think a lot of these are going to be, I think this is a whole bunch of Miseries, or a couple of them, but the head split open and then there's like an eye inside. So love it. Merkborg third-party commissions. Dire Mutterings and Reclaim Your Corpse. So this is a lot of the art and covers for various projects. So if you follow the scene, you'll recognize a lot of these. Love this. Love this giant corpse creature with the writing inside of it. And obviously the head on a spear. It's fantastic. Quakeborg. A Borg from the game Quake. It's cool. Raptor Shadow, I believe, on the tweeters put that out. It's really cool. Babylon's Hangover 1 and 2. I absolutely love this cover. The very fucking metal, I can't read it art cover, but that color that almost, it's like a little bit bluer than like a patina, but it's still got that kind of vibe, and it's fantastic.
Also, just a solid title.
Yeah. Babylon's Hangover is insane.
really great title.
I assume this says Babylon's. Oh yeah, there it is. Babylon's. I can see Hangover right here. Whisper of the Dead Saint, a novel, did not cause any discourse at all.
No comments were made about the novel at all.
Nope, not one time. Whispers of the Dead Saint, John Baltzberger, and then Trapped Within. From Philip Jensen. Philip Jensen is a fantastic member of the community. Put out a lot of really great stuff. Love this piece. Yeah, I did. Well,
okay, cool.
I mean, I kickstarted it. Yeah, I have it. It's right there.
Okay,
yeah, it's over there somewhere.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Have you read it?
I flipped through, and then it's on my list of stuff to read, but I haven't really got a chance to sit down and read it.
Well, you're only like 40 books into this year right now, so
yeah, or
however many you've read.
Yeah. Clearly a spread that we're all familiar with, Forbidden Psalm here on the show. I always loved the Footsteps of the Mad Wizard piece because of the...
I love the Footsteps of the Mad Wizard period. Like, it's so great.
Do I... Oh, I think I still do. I'm pretty sure that, like, basically... How far does it go now? I think this is Forbidden Psalm.
My stack's smaller, but I still have a stack, so...
Yeah. We'll have Forbidden Psalm here on the show. For those that follow us with our Not Cat Chats, Forbidden Psalm is now being put out by Space Penguin Inc. It's got a monthly zine that drops, as well as bigger projects coming. The End Times edition for Forbidden Psalm just dropped, and right now they're actually having another campaign over on Kickstarter that has a very like eldritch horror vibe.
We are Space Penguin boys, you know.
We are. We do got the Space Penguins going on. But yeah, obviously we love Forbidden Psalm here. Sacrilege, fantastic piece here. Love that. Wickheads again. Pork in the Void. Osarium. For those that backed Osarium. Yeah. And then of course being asked by Michael Harmon to draw a decked out snarling space pig marine and the unapologetically named Pork of the Void. Michael Harmon, another fantastic artist. Actually, the other book that I was holding there had a lot of Michael Harmon art on the cover, which is absolutely fantastic. Another absolutely fantastic artist in the scene. There's a lot of dark stuff. Farewell to Arms Redux from the boys over at Rivet Head Games. Tyler and Asterlich. Cool piece. I do think that the color was changed from the red in the background here to, I mean, I'm positive the color was changed from red to like a lightish blue. We did ask about that. We had them on for an interview. And I believe it was to like, I mean, war sucks. I think that's supposed to be the whole point. So they didn't want to like celebrate the blood kind ofness of it. So they dialed on the color. I gotta say, I absolutely love this part right here. Like, this one's cool, but like, so the throat is slit and then the blood is coming down. This one looks more blood. It crosses the colors a little bit, so it like changes colors. But this one here, where it's like split open and it's like a bright red, I fucking love the shit out of this piece. And I believe this is an early draft of one of the big pieces that you're gonna see right here. An absolutely stunning piece from Farewell to Arms. Still expecting that in the mail at some point from the gents. But yeah. So Johan says that the blood dripping throat slit thing didn't work. I think it worked great. I love this. I fucking love this. Please use this as like an alternate thing somewhere. It's really, really cool. But yeah. And then yes, Vex, one of the main bad guys from Purple Arms. Amazing, beautiful, giant, gorgeous spread. Love this.
There's some insane spreads in this.
Yeah, incredible. I can't describe how much I love the colors of these. These are absolutely incredible. Vex Rising, new one, 2 versions of the same commission. The main antagonist, Vex Rising from the Sludge. So this must still be Farewell to Arms. God, I love these so much. The color, again, the colors, not generally what you expect from Merkborg or from Johan. And God, I just love it. They're maybe a slight bit greener in the actual color. I think this is a little bit bluer on screen. Chris Bissett, Treasure of the Troll King, an incredibly, hugely popular zine. And then the Niduk, this big giant troll king here. These 2 pieces, absolutely insane. I got this as a poster. This was the cover of the original zine. I got the one that has the gold and the crown. Honestly, like, I mean, Chris Bissett was big before this, but this one blew Chris Bissett up even bigger. And this is such an insane piece. Incredible. Yeah. The first time I saw that, I was like, I need this in every possible version. It's amazing. Yeah.
I feel like this was definitely very much that golden age of third-party Merkborg too. Like
the early, yeah. The first batch early Merkborg, insane. Kilborg from Sean Carr, really great. The green is definitely a variation. Looks really neat. The Augury of Agony. These are fantastic pieces. They have very, obviously, they're auguries. So the tarot card vibes are incredible. This is great, but this whole page here is absolutely insane. When you really look at the details of this, like the skull and then the spider legs and these hands coming up to hold the ends of the horns and stuff, this is an insane piece here. Incredible. That's, and the swords coming in, beautiful piece. Another Wickhead. This is from the Waning Light. Yeah, Waning Light. Lord of Chains, fantastic cover. This was an interesting project because I do believe it was based on like a metal band and their album. Cover art for JVC Perry's Lord of Chains. Extreme metal band Worm Witch. Yeah. Really cool. I love obviously the pop of the magenta coming off of that. Really great. Duckborg. Still waiting for this. Excited to get this. This is this from Gym Room Games. We already they were the closest thing I think we've ever given to a perfect score on the show for 9 Lives Valhalla, even though chat did bully me a little bit to give 1 a 9.
That's true. Me and chat together bullied you. But yeah, it's great. I don't know about this project, honestly. Like, oh really? I'm unfamiliar with this project. Yeah.
I backed the hell out of it. There was an update recently. But yeah, it's like Funhouse. It's ducks and it's Borg. I don't know what else you need with that. I mean, Duck Quest is a neat game. Yeah, Duck Quest is a cool game. This reminds me of like Duck Quest and Merkborg slapped together. But I love the progression here of the quick doodly thing, and then the progression of this piece, and then the change in the background to put the guys in kind of like more suits, like suits. And I love, and just the way the suits put together with like the long ass like tie before the button stuff. Really great piece, fantastic piece.
Hey, these ducks look great. That's all I can say.
They're great looking ducks. Tephrotic Nightmares, Johan Nohr, Luke Geary, and Jarrett Crater. My fucking god! So apparently this has been in the works for a long time.
Yeah,
and it's
like legendary. It's a legendary like unreleased project that's now in the process of being released.
Yeah, it's actually going to come out. And honestly, if you have a project that's got Johan Nohr, Luke Gearing, and Jarrett Crater on it, my god, that is quite the project.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play a lot of Merkborg at my table anymore, but I'm actually gonna get this so that I can play this at my table, because I'm like, oh, I have to see what this is. Like, I need to get this. So
yeah, it's I couldn't be more excited from it. For the longest time, just called Sea of Ash. It's campaign an alternate setting by Luke Gearing in a project that I really want to feel visually different. For starters, it's going to be grayscale as opposed to vibrant colors. And it's also made to have a sense of ashes. There's also kind of raging Mad Maxian energy to the setting. Waterworld without water. Waterworld, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Dude, I'm so glad to hear you say that. People hate that movie, and I'm like, oh, that movie's
they're idiots.
awesome. Yeah.
You're wrong. If you I don't know what to tell you besides that. You're wrong. It's so good. But yeah, anything that tells me that has Waterworld energy, I'll be watching it. Tephrotic Nightmares, so excited, and the cover just fucks. You know what I mean? Like absolutely fantastic. And look at these pieces. I mean, incredible. My focus is getting weird on these. Member of the Pneumatic Order. I love the face. It's got a very kind of like Rome gladiator face kind of vibe with like the toga and the robes and stuff like that. A blood hunter here. Definitely gives you the kind of Merkborgy sense, but I love that it's all grayscale, like they said, with like that sense of ashes and stuff.
Really like this the clerk of the Cannibal Count creepy guy. Just lumbering large governmental person. Yeah,
he's so wide. I don't know. And then the Cannibal Count's Mount Mance, right here. The Ashmouth Raider and the Chained Seer. Love that. Love the chain. Again, obviously very Johan, but obviously the thought to move it away from the bright colors of Merkborg. Cool way to separate, especially since it is an alternate setting. The Urniversity, because it's an urn. Scholar of the Urniversity, love that piece. Love the light coming in from the windows. The Cold Hearth, home of the burnt offerings, and the devoted member of the burnt offerings. Love this, like this dog. The secondary dog clerk. It just says this, so it says the secondary dog clerk. Don't ask. That's what it says on the page.
Oh, yeah. I won't.
The dog clerk. Johan was deep into From Software's monumental Elden Ring, and in hindsight, you can clearly see its influence. I love the Iron Maiden here, and this creepy bunny mask wearing dude just dropping out of nowhere. Fantastic pieces.
Johan's a master of drawing things that I wouldn't want to see in real life.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's fucking terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Don't want anything to do with that. One of the Dry Witches, and then the Arsonist, the same character, the villain of the book, appears on the cover. Devastated with regret and grief. That's cool. So like that is this gent here.
What a bonkers art book this is.
It's insane. Cyborg, obviously. I mean, as soon as Merkborg, which Merkborg means Dark Fort, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So, but Cyborg, obviously, I love the mix of like English and Swedish, and it was so perfect. Kristen Salen is the rules and text person for that, and the graphic design obviously is Johan, Stockholm Cartel, Merkborg. Free League Publishing other. It's such a cool variation to a cyberpunk. Like cyberpunk's always kind of brutal because you're just like replacing your body with like metal and stuff, but they brought that weird kind of like occult esoteric like gruesome vibe to the cyber scene that was really cool to see.
It is shocking how well it worked. Not like I'm surprised, like they're great at what they do, but like going through like I like Merc, but going through Cyborg, like the adaptation, the art, this city page, like going through it is just a mind-blowing experience. What a success, you know? Yeah.
Dude, Cyborg was incredible. Also, we got like an early release PDF or a PDF that we got to use the release, and we're able to flip through it, and it just blew our minds. I mean, it's definitely a bigger book than Merkborg. There's more going on. There's more rules. There's more stuff happening. And yeah, this page here specifically is one of the, if not the most complex pieces that I've seen from Johan, and it hits the vibe so heavy and so hard.
It's like raining, it's frantic, and there's neon lights and buildings, and it's crowded, and it, like I'm like, oh my god, this is like a weird, anxious, dystopian like city. I'm like,
It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, I mean, obviously like the graphic design in that book like stepped up like even more above and beyond than Merc Borg.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that it was laid out and everything. I mean, I think there was definitely a conscious decision to make it maybe a little bit more quote unquote readable. But every vibe they wanted to hit, they hit so hard. I love the blade with like the city in the background and the teeth falling out. It's great.
I think the next
Smile
page
to
has
confirm
my favorite
purchase.
pieces.
This one?
No, the next page we're gonna get to when the lady in the dress.
Well, before that, I love this one. Yeah. Smile to confirm purchase, but there's like it's blown apart, and this dude is bleeding on the ground. But these people are just like walking around in the background with umbrellas, like nothing's going on. So good. Oh yeah, the updated it's supposed to be the hills where the immortal aristocrats live. Yeah, and this is Anthelia. So this is like the cyborg version of the lady with the blowing the head off.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, love that. Love that. Such a dope piece here too. Like the person like literally like bleeding out of their like orifices while they're like jacked into the system.
Like plugged in and dying. There's like an insane amount of color use in these as well. Like I know Merkborg is very colorful, but it's very block colors as well. And this one has a lot more like frantic, like in-worked color. It's just a thing, you know?
Mm. Well, this is such a unique piece too in Johann's kind of like even within the art book because it actually has outlines.
Oh, you know it does. You're totally
it's
right.
Such a different piece compared to even to the one beside it. Like doesn't really have outlines.
Well, the one beside it has really a white outline, actually.
In some places, but
in
not
some
like all
places,
the way around.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I also love a lot of the stuff that he did in Cyborg too, because a lot of it was more quote unquote like finished, more layered, more like tones, like the blood splatter, the shading and everything. I mean, look at how many different colors are just in the blade, you know?
Yeah.
Very different than Merkborg. Definitely, I mean, you could definitely tell the progression in the art from Merkborg to Cyborg is insane. And again, like especially like even this one here too, like it outlines and like use of like full colors for like a person and everything like that. Like
it was definitely a maturation of like the JOHAN NOHR style, you know?
Absolutely. It just yeah. I mean, even like the way that the metal textured is put onto the legs is fucking fantastic, and all the tiny little details. The thing about Merkborg or Cyborg, I hope a lot of people notice, is a lot of the tiny little details, like a lot of the little phrasing and stuff. This machine makes folk music is written. Like
that's a great, you know, that's a fucking amazing joke.
Stunning classics Cyborg piece too. Like absolutely love this. Love the chainsword. Says divide and conquer on it. You know, this feature sucks written on the back bag of like the punk and stuff. And again with like the whole cityscape in the background, absolutely insane. And I love, so we're back to no outlines, which is perfect for this. I love like the harsh blue to pink here. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, the very color poppy, like the piece on the right. Which one is that? This is
the Renegade Cyber Slasher.
Yeah, really so cool. Just sorry, officer, written on the chest.
Yeah. Another gorgeous city spread. I mean, all of these are just insane. Like what's interesting too is like the variation from this one to the first one. Like this is definitely like way deeper in squalor, but there's still all this like bright like fucking ad bullshit all over everything too. Yeah, crazy. Another just absolutely insane piece. Again, a little bit more because like outlines. Love the giant mech. Absolutely insanely love the giant mech on the next page. Oh, I love this. I love the switch here. So this piece illustrates combat spread and is a reimagining of the medieval head shopping illustration I did some time before. It was never used for anything, but I liked this movement and force, so I picked it. So I love that like this is obviously a very Merkborg piece, even if it wasn't used for Merkborg, and they just like let's cyborg it up, chopping off what's probably a cop's head.
Probably.
Cool.
I don't know if you noticed, but Cyborg's actually really anti-police. No.
Yeah, isn't like one of the first rules like you just like can't be cops?
Yeah, you know? Something like that. Yeah.
Stunning piece here again, like the multiple layers or like the kind of like digital overlay across the entire thing is absolutely stunning. A very, very different and unique piece within the catalog. The NET-R version of the classic cyberspace. The Roadrunner here on the side.
I love the Roadrunner, like the character's all black and the bike is just red. you know?
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
And like even the way the city is put together in the background too is just like the depth that you feel from the shading and stuff. Stunning, crazy piece with all the blue, like insane. Oh my gosh. So yeah, rule 00, player characters cannot be loyal or have sympathy for the Corps, the cops, or the capitalist system.
Perfect. I don't, so good.
Boom. Again, another different and incredible piece right here. This very, my goodness, like, what do you say about this? Like,
these are like the synths, right? The like they're not human and they're like in hiding and like.
Oh gosh, I don't remember. Was this one of like the bad guys? I don't remember, but the pieces...
I think it's like the synth or an android. Yeah, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
I've all this piece always stuck out to me because they're like hiding as people, and like it's such a great way to like communicate that with like the human face spread on either side. Fucking wild. Like neon outline.
Because like the face is spread and like the side, and the guys in the middle, and then the harsh jump to like a very black red, more Merkborg vibes here, especially with like a guy that's like casting into the person's chest, but it's like tech stuff, and they're like chained to the background. Love that.
Honestly, congrats to Johan on everything that he does because it's all so fucking insanely good.
It's incredible. Great spread from the character page. Remember that. That's really fantastic. Love this guy. I don't remember that.
I got no lips.
Remember the emergency response team, brutal first responders, originally drawn for thoughts and prayers and updated with memento. It's love that helmet there. I know already gives me Destiny vibes. Other cool spreads. Love this piece. Love the black and white of it.
Charlie Sand.
Some pieces from some of the adventures. This is definitely the end of the basement of the reactor core, which is one of the adventures.
Did we play that adventure?
We did. Yeah, you were in that one.
I was. Yeah. I played the game on stream, y'all. Hey.
Love this page, and I really love the variations and stuff across all things. So Waste 2046, I'm not sure whether the Cyborg expansion is released at the time of the reading or not, but regardless, Waste 20x4 is a book with more or less everything. It's got a bunch of stuff, but I just love the variations, the cover drafts, and you can see how it went from this to like a little bit more to a little bit more to what it came eventually, and it's such a fantastic progression to see because this is a fine cover. Like, that is a fine cover. This is even cool, even though it's just, like, you could do a little bit more. This would have been an absolutely stunning cover, too. But then what it eventually came to is insane. The extra stuff that they put onto the wheels, love to see the progression there.
I really do like that more minimal, like, bluey background one. But, yeah. Sorry. Moving on.
Yeah, that'd be sick as a variant. Also, like, the guy, the bike is a little bit less chunky kind of in this area, too. Yeah. Ghouls, violence, like look at like the faces like on this dude, and it definitely it has a look at the Crash Dummy logo. Like, remember Crash Dummies? Like, giant truck. Truck is dope. Cyborg third party commissions. Too fast to live, too young to die. That is from Astrolich. Great piece that was put in there. Obviously very Akira vibes.
That's super Akira. I have this behind me somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love that the
great third party piece, you know.
Oh yeah. I love that the things in the background are basically just like vertical lines for the buildings as opposed to like any real structure to it.
Yeah.
Super dope. Oh god. So fantastic. Psyops is from Lettuce. Yeah. We definitely do. Mechanical Cannibal from Ian Long. Great piece right here too. I love the blade sticking out of the chest with the blood coming off of it, with the light just popped right there. Gosh, I can't wait for this. Escape from the Cyborg Crapland.
I don't know this.
Oh, because it doesn't exist yet, but it will. Wrong Stop. This is from Sean Richer. They want to do a crossover module for Cyborg and the Surrealist Crapland. Crapland is just a fucking insane setting from Sean Richer. Love a lot of this stuff. Got the little Crapland vinyl. This is such a fantastic piece. They dropped this last year sometime, and then, you know, obviously Sean's working on like Snake Wolf 3. But supposedly this is still going to be a thing, and I'm very, very excited for it. The piece looks fantastic. And again, a little bit more of a variation in theme. I mean, again, a little bit more quote unquote finished, I guess, lines and some more structure of the piece. Great fucking layout.
Of the cover of Lancer, where it's all like the various characters all like you know, yeah.
I've seen Lancer like once.
Well,
I mean, I got the PDF. I don't know if the cover's in there, but again, I love the progression here of from the cover art styles and like the little sketches to like what eventually came. And you know, I want to know who that is. But yeah, I can't tell you how excited I am for this. Do something crazy with the cover. Have like a special edition where this is like popping off the page or something. That'd be dope. Metromancer, really dope. I love the Basilisk style pieces here. Again, progression, the style. Yeah. Ooh, here we go. Into the Odd remastered.
Oh, yes.
When I first got into rules light tabletop role-playing game, Chris McDowell's almost genre-defining Into the Odd was, to me, something of a gold standard. And in 2020, they were asked to do that. Love the vibe of this. I mean, if you handed someone Merkborg and you handed someone Into the Odd and didn't tell them who designed both, they would think it was two different people, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because Johan does one style well doesn't mean that he doesn't do other things incredibly well, too. And, like, this definitely proved it. I mean, the collage style with, like the diagrams.
Like, almost alchemic, like, turn of the century, esoteric collage. I mean, going through this book originally was fucking mind-blowing. I love these pieces. This one, the first ones we see is one of my favorite ones, but they're all crazy.
They're insane. I love this one too, especially because of the eyes. But it was such a they're weird, right? They're very weird collage pieces. I mean, if you look at this, this is a person, right? And then this is like the blood structure of a person, you know, like heart coming down to the kidneys and like all the branching veins and arteries and stuff like this. Overlaid sideways over this. And I don't know why that Into the Odd, that says Into the Odd to me, but as soon as you read the Oddpendium,
so
you're like, oh,
like it communicates the style. Like going through the game and looking at these like truly bizarre art pieces, it explains the feel of the game so effectively.
Like this one here, definitely like with this thing just like floating in this like just incredible scape with these people just looking at it. I'm like, oh, that's definitely got to be something from the Oddpendium. Like that's an artifact of something, you know, like incredible. Like in a million years, I would have never thought to do anything similar to this, and it gives you the vibe of the games so incredibly well. It's crazy. And again, not in any way, shape, or form like, you know, what you'd think from Merkborg. Other projects, we only have about 20 pages left. Old School Normal. Love this. Love the head sideways, like in the astronaut right here. And I really love whenever Johan like writes stuff and has this very kind of like swoopity. You know, I'm surprised that maybe it's in here and I just haven't seen it. The Cartel Corner. They do a lot of posters and stuff like that too. Man, I wish I was good enough to be able to just do a poster, but I love this. Great piece. Love the swords and stuff hanging off of them. Great piece on the set. Revenge of Zoltar right here. Fantastic. Rights of Vengeance. This is from, I want to say Old Dirty Bastard, but it's not. Reverend Uncle Bastard. Yeah, not ODB. Rights of Vengeance.
Not ODB.
Not ODB. Fantastic piece here. I love this. And like especially like these, because the way the style is without the outlines, that feel almost ephemeral with like the bone and the dagger.
Yeah.
An Atlas of Human Suffering, and down we go. Absolutely fantastic piece. I love all of the branches coming off from this. Net Curl. Courier, Card Battle, and a Wizard. Yeah, absolutely stunning. I love this. Again, very weird, very different and a really, really amazing map here. The tower on the hill. This is the pieces from Hell Knight that I said with like the red and the black. It's like a giant, I think, 2-page spread in the Hell Knight book. And then the Orbtoberfest out here contemplating, you know. The Unseen Vaults of the Optic Experiment. Fantastic little map, fantastic little adventure from Johan. Really love the cover here because of the way that the typefaces here, the words are drawn on here, and each one has like a different kind of like vibe. Like there's like the bolts and stuff on the top of this one, the eye right here. It's really, really cool. It's a fun dark little adventure. Yeah. Oh, it's dope. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, I have it. So.
Yeah, I remember when we first kind of were chatting with Johan. I think this was only out maybe in Merkborg, and it originally was written for like OSR or something, some game that was OSR.
Yeah.
And he sent me a copy of that just so I could put it into other systems and stuff. It was really cool. That was one of the.
Yeah, he sent me one as well. He's like, here you go. I'm like, sick. Yeah,
so fucking cool. Bunch of other stuff. Love this. The Thoughts and Prayers zine. I think I have like 3 of these. You know, I just bought a bunch when I got them just in case we could do giveaways and stuff later. Love the cover. It's just so, I don't know, but it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's great.
One thing that I'm surprised isn't in here is the oh my gosh, why is my brain completely shit in the bed? It's those zines. Those zines that people can't get, you know. They're very popular. It's a lot of the early Stockholm Hotel stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely,
yes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What are they called? Oh, if I can't find it, 1 second. I'm not gonna worry about it. But they yeast. I'm surprised the yeast. None of the yeast stuff is in here. I don't remember seeing anything from yeast in any of these. But logo types and lettering. These are dope. Cartellian Claimer, the podcast. You should definitely go listen to that. This is the Avgrund logo type for Johan's company. Obviously, this is Johan Nohr. Merkborg. I mean, it's very death metal. I love the face that's in this one here. Super dope. They're all listed here. Ex Libris, Putrescence Regnant. Really, really dope. I mean, obviously, like metal AF, you know. Doggers. I really like the dichotomy.
Such a random section, and it's great. Yeah, and they're all very different.
Who doesn't love dogs? There are a few K-Dams I've drawn over the years. One is a piece and praise of a four-legged friend. 2 are commemorative commissions to honor lost ones. The rest are pieces for games. Yeah, very different vibes, left to right there. Mm-hmm. Again, black and red, though. Johan definitely likes the black and the reds. Cardboard pieces when mailing out boxes. Sometimes they'll do this. If you get one of these, save it. I mean, every time any artist or anyone sends me anything, especially like James Millichamp, Jamzilla, I save all of these, just chop the rest off and save the pieces. But these are dope as hell. If I got a box that looked like this, I also really want to see this when it gets there. As USPS kicks it around a little bit, but really, really dope pieces. Various sketches, really cool. Someone got their Merkborg little Squirtle guy tattooed. Interesting. Cartography for Mutant Year Zero. So if Johan didn't do enough already, also insane cartography. The first tabletop role-playing game I ever played was the Swedish version of Mutant. And then Free League got their hands on Mutant Year Zero. They reached out asking for some maps. So really, really beautiful cartography. Cartography is not easy if you do it well, because you have to be like, I mean, if you want any level of simulation, you can be like, there's no river there because there's no mountain or nothing. You know, like, so these are obviously gorgeous, stunning pieces. I love the size of this. This reminds me of you know, over there, the Nordics. And stuff.
Oh yeah, you're like over there. I'm like, yeah.
Mutant under Gangens, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna butcher your language. Beautiful black and white pieces here, and then the end, final page, the thank yous, all of that, and in papers, and then on the back is the other stuff here. His logo, Stockholm Cartel's logo. I should really take this off. I'll fuck with it later though. That is the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Johan Nohr. So this is a hello. I'm Johan. I'm a Swedish graphic designer and visual artist. Love the collage of various pieces on the back here. And that is art by Nohr. Drawings and doodles by Johan Nohr, made between 2006 and 2023. A little something different here on the show, but again, we're Merkborg fans. We're especially Johan Nohr fans between Merkborg, Into the Odd, and again the fact that Johan was one of the was the very first interview I ever did, and again made us feel like we weren't just two complete fucking idiots. That we actually were doing something that people would want to listen to. I said complete. It's a complete. Definitely gave us a jump into our thoughts about what we were doing, and again putting us in a fucking magazine. Really fantastic. All the Stockholm Cartel people are fantastic. Johan is an incredible person. Really excited to see what more they do in the scene. I mean, they're like up and above their ears in work now. So excited that they were able to fund this project so well. That it's gorgeous, that it's fulfilled, that it's out there, that it exists, and that they're springboarding into so many other amazing things. That's art by Nohr. That is that is our unofficial 200th episode. And that'll be it for us. I have no idea what we're doing next. That was good. That was fun. I really want to do more. We really want to do more stuff like this. There's a couple projects out there that are massive that we don't really want to do, like our standard
UVG,
things on
UVG. UVG.
Mythic Bastionland, like all those things. Yeah. That we're gonna do something more like this with. I think this is the second time we've kind of just done like flip throughs of stuff. The first was obviously Nate Dreams. Haunted Almanac, one of the best TTRPG books ever.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Johan, just want to say thank you personally for all the support you've given us on the show, for all the stuff you sent us, for just being an awesome, genuine person. Johan is very much the person that they are all the time.
Yeah, actually just fantastic and cool all the time.
Yeah.
So
actually just a really, really amazing person, artist. So support him, support all the stuff that he does. If you get a chance to buy this book, I highly recommend it. It's stunning. And that's it. That's us.
That's us.
Cool. All right.
Bye.
Well, have a wonderful day. Bye.